What's going on? I'll try that again. What's up, everyone? Here with another video. You're probably watching this and you're like, wait a second, his last video, he was wearing the same stuff. This video is related to saying yes. Now, when I was thinking of ideas about this video, I was like, man, I'm gonna be talking about this topic and it's gonna sound like Yes Man, or like the movie Yes Man, where you just say yes to everything. But recently I have been saying yes to things that would otherwise in the past kind of hold me back, or I'd be kind of worried about the outcome of those things. But recently I've been trying new things and saying yes to more opportunities that have come across, and more going with my gut feeling on things, interesting outcomes, a lot of them mostly favorable so far in the past couple months, along with my travels that I've been on. Since that's been kind of outside the box of what I usually do, it's kind of added excitement and more instances for opportunity to come up. And it's been pretty cool. Saying yes to things, don't be afraid of new things that come up. Now, that makes it sound like, oh, you just say yes to everything and you just, all of a sudden your bank account is clean out of money because you did some crazy things. When you open yourself up to those instances and opportunities to say yes, good things can happen. And maybe it's things that they're things that have been holding you back, like they did myself. And you got to kind of put things in perspective, and you're just like, if you say yes to this thing, what's the best that can happen? It's probably pretty good. And on the other hand, if you say no, then you're just back to where you started. Nothing's changed. You're still doing the same stuff. Maybe it's spending a little bit more money on a certain item can help, like I said, add excitement, or a new opportunity where you end up meeting someone, or you're torn in between two things. You pick maybe the more exciting one, and all of a sudden it's a new opportunity or something like that. A little while back ago, I had the opportunity to meet a comedian that was here in town. And I was like, while I was there, I was like, do I go up to him, say anything, or do I just kind of sit back, play it safe? What was the worst that can happen is he says no, no picture, no autograph, whatever. Or does something happen and all of a sudden you realize he's a really cool dude? You talk to him, you get your picture, and I didn't really have necessarily an attitude towards him because I'd never followed his stuff super closely, but now he has a new fan. I realize how good of a dude he is, at least from my experience, as well as the other guy that opened for him. But if I hadn't made the decision to go talk to him because I was like, oh, well, he's a comedian, he's in town, it's whatever, that wouldn't have happened. My second instance that I want to talk about here, almost forgot about it, even though I forgot about it in the terms of me making this video right now, but I haven't forgot about it because it actually inspired me to push forward on the channel and just make my videos and just going with it. My last trip to California was in the Orange County area, and one of the YouTube creators that I follow quite regularly, I had reached out to him and said, hey, I'm going to be in town. What's up? I was like, I'd love to meet you. It'd be pretty cool. Just hang out. He had got back to me and said, I'm super busy that week. Actually, the 2 weeks you're going to be here, I'll be super busy. And I'm like, crap. I'm like, well, at least I tried. We'll see what happens. Well, it turns out he was able to meet on one of the nights I was there. And we met, we had coffee, and just talked about life and current situation of things and situation with his channel. I talked about myself a little bit, whatever. But it was another instance where I could have just stayed back and said, well, I'm not going to deal with that. You know, what could happen? Not that I was worried what could happen, but in this instance, it was definitely a situation where it was going to turn out positive. You know, what worst thing is there was no bad situation about that, but only good could have come out of that, and I'm glad that we got the opportunity to meet. So those are the two instances I wanted to talk about. More times than not, it will work out for you if you go in confidently, if you do, you know, make the right, go in with your gut on a decision. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. Say yes to things, because you never know what could turn out. And more times than not, it's going to be favorable than just staying where you are and being neutral. So I hope this helps if you're possibly in that situation right now where you're like, I'm more comfortable staying where I'm at. So anyway, have a good one. See you in the next one.